Greetings, everybody, and welcome to part 5 of the Phase 1 MCU review series here on the Media Files. So last time we got a little classical Shakespearean with Thor. So this time let's go back to the 1940s when we have to deal with World War II, Nazis, and pretty much a badass guy named the Red Skull. Yeah, I'm of course talking about Captain America The First Avenger. That's what we're talking about today here on the Media Files. Yeah, Captain America The First Avenger. Oh boy, where to start with this one? So good. So good. Now, if most of you diehard Marvel fans know, this is not Chris Evans' first time in a Marvel movie. He originally played the Human Torch, aka Johnny Storm, in the Fantastic Four movies before ever doing this. He was so glad that he took on this role because he didn't think he would ever get past those two movies. Thank God. But man, oh man, where to begin with this? God, this movie was so good. So good. Not only that, though, it would be the first time ever that that the writers Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely would get their feet into the Marvel door, who would go on to do several of the other Marvel movies, including Marvel's Infinity War and Endgame. So, but not only that, though, it is directed by Joe Johnston, who basically, way back in the 80s, helped create Yoda and went on to be a really good director himself. He directed Jurassic Park 3, but he did direct one of my favorite movies set during the 1940s, which is based on a true story entitled October Sky. If you have not seen that movie, do you enjoy movies based on true stories? Check that out because it's about Homer Hickam and his obsession with rockets. It's based off the book entitled Rocket Boys by Homer Hickam. So back to 1940s / Captain America. So we use some really interesting CG technology where they have the actor portraying Steve Rogers, just his head, but we have another actor portraying the skinny version of Steve. And then when he gets serum put into him, the super soldier serum, then he gets all buff and stuff like that. And you can tell that Haley Atwell, when she grabs a hold of his pec right there, she's like, I don't really want to touch him, but oh, he's so hot. You can tell in her face she's kind of hot. She's turned on by him. Come on, who wouldn't be if you're a girl and you saw that bod? You're like, yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, this movie has an amazing cast in it. I mean, you got Chris Evans, you would have Tommy Lee Jones in this movie. I mean, you got Agent K in here. You also got none other than Agent Smith, aka the Red Skull, in this movie, Mr. Hugo Weaving, as well as Haley Atwell, as well as the introduction of Sebastian Stan as Bucky, who would later become the Winter Soldier, as well as Neil McDonough and Stanley Tucci. But not only that, though, God, this movie is so good. I mean, just the visual effects alone, and the story is so well written too. And not only, I mean, if you enjoy, history movies, if it wasn't for Captain America being in the title, this would have made a really good World War II thriller if it just didn't have Captain America in it. So yeah. Now, the score, written by none other than Alan Silvestri, a name who is infamous with film scores. You have Predator, you have all the Back to the Future movies, you have Predator 2, you have Avengers, you have Captain America, and on and on and on. So many good, film scores, including one of my personal favorites, Van Helsing, as well as The Mummy Returns. Yeah. So with this, you get basically 2 discs, which is the same thing as they have been forever. Blue disc and gray disc for, whichever, format you wish to choose to watch. And basically all the bonus features are on one disc. So we have the second Marvel one-shot. A funny thing happened on the way to Thor's hammer. That's actually pretty funny. The assembly begins in HD. 6 featurettes, deleted scenes, commentary by Joe Johnson, director of photography Shelley Johnson, and editor Jeffrey Ford, and more. Yeah. Like I said, this movie is awesome, and it's so good. And after doing this movie, Haley Atwell would go on to basically portray Peggy Carter, not just for this movie, but she would actually get her own series for 2 seasons, I believe. So yeah, amazing start to this franchise. And with that, we basically have really completed what is going to become the most grossing movie of the entire MCU up to this point, which will be up next. So once again, please like and subscribe, and links will be provided down for whichever format you like to purchase. And not only that, leave comments. I notice a lot of people on my channel, they haven't really left any comments. Write a comment. I'll write you back. It's that simple. So yeah, so with that, keep it here for the final chapter of the Phase 1 MCU reviews. And with that, I'll see you here in a bit for the final chapter.